Hi Stampers, it's Gigi with StampFUNatics, and today I have this cute little box that contains booze and bombs, and I'm going to show you what I mean by that. Let's first start making the box, and I'm going to show you what I'm putting in it first, and that is this cute little Bailey's Mini. That's the booze part. I actually sell these at the liquor stores around this time of year. They come in a 3-pack. And then Costco had this box of hot chocolate bombs. This is what they call it. And they're just these round balls. And if you're not familiar with chocolate bombs, it's a round ball of chocolate and inside is mini marshmallows. When you put it in some hot milk, chocolate melts down, makes your hot chocolate, and then all the marshmallows are revealed. So to make it extra special, I also put some Baileys in this box so they could add a little something to warm themselves up even more. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to build the bottom of the box first, and I've done some scoring and cutting ahead of time just to save time. The bottom of this box measures 8.5 by 9.5, and you score it at 2 1/4 on all 4 sides, which I've already done. So let's go ahead and crease on our scored lines. And then because it's pretty much, well, you can see that there is a longer side here than here. So I'm going to cut up on the sides. And just to that scored line right there. I'm going to turn it and do the same thing on the other side. Okay. And so these tabs are going to fold in, and the side's going to come up like this. So this is the way the box will be on the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and just fold in my tabs. I'm going to use liquid glue. You can use your tearing tape or anything else you want. I just have more time to have wiggle room when I use my liquid glue. And a little bit here. All right, now I'm going to bring up one side first. So let's go ahead and bring that up. And I'm really trying to match my corners up really well. So you just want to make sure your corners are meeting up. And then just hold it for a minute. And then I'm going to turn it and do the same thing on this side. Just get that corner in there good. And the same thing over here. And just give it a minute. And now we have the bottom of our box. Now, I'm going to make a divider in this box. Let me first show you the lid, though. Let's go ahead and do the lid. I'll just put that aside. The lid measures 7 1/16 by 8 1/16. And the extra 16th for a lid just gives you the room for it to fit snugly over the box. So we're going to cut it at that size, and then we're going to score it at 1/2 inch on all 4 sides. So I have gone ahead and scored it and cut it to save some time because there's just a little bit of steps on this box, and I want to make sure I have time to show everybody. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to cut my 4 corners same way, just cut up to that scored line. And if you want to miter it a little bit on that little, I just took like a sliver out. Same thing on this side. You can do that. You don't have to. I don't think I did it on the first few boxes that I made, but it's up to you. So I'm just going to do that. I'm going to take a little sliver. And the reason why you do it is just helps the box to close easier. But I really didn't have a problem the other way either, so it's up to you. All right. So again, I'm going to just fold in my tabs. I'm going to take my glue. Put a little all over. sides up. You just want to make sure that your tabs are all the way down. And then we'll do this side and this side. And again, I'm just checking my ends to make sure they're matched up well. And that's my lid. So when you put it on your box, really I should let this dry first. It'll fit over. Let's see. Real snug like that. And I did not put the top all the way down. The girl that I saw who did this, she didn't either. And I think it's easier for people to open a box that way. Okay, now we're going to put some dividers in the bottom of the box. So let's go ahead and get started on that. And I'm using black so you can see the difference. It doesn't really matter if you have more of this color. I'm using Mellow Mamo. You can use any color, Real Red, any color you want. So the inside divider is 5 by 8.5. I scored it at 2 1/4, then 4 1/2, and then 6 3/4. So I'm just gonna go ahead and fold, and then fold back on it, and then fold it back up again. So what you should have is something like this that looks sort of like a W, and that is gonna go down into your box. Just pinch the center, and it fits snug right in there like that. Okay, now if you can see, there's a smaller side and a bigger side. It just works out that way. And this is the side I'm going to put my bombs in. So I'm going to take another piece to reinforce, because, you know, the bomb is heavy and the bottle is heavy. So I just want to reinforce it a little more. I'm taking a strip, 2 1/4 by 10 1/2, scoring it at 1/2, at 2 3/4, and then at 7 3/4 and 10. And I'll show you how we're going to do that one. Again, I'm just creasing on all the lines and folding it on this one so that you have something that looks like this. This is actually going to fit down into your box and glue in like that to make a partition, okay? So I'm going to take some glue and put it on the back. And I could even put it on the sides. I'm just going to wait for that little tab until I get it inside, so don't make a mess. Okay, I'm going to take those tabs. I'm going to kind of fold it in, get it down into the box, and then over. So make sure you fit it good into your corners. And then I'm going to do these little tabs so they hook onto the side. And a little over here. All right. And I'm going to pull that up. Press that down. And I just think that works a little bit better. Before I was gluing all the way around and I was getting a lot of glue in the inside here, and I don't really want to do that. So I'm just holding it in place for a minute so it has time to dry. And the good thing about the liquid glue is it does dry very quickly. So let me just make sure I have my corners in good. And I'm going to set that aside a minute to dry. And now I'm going to get the little piece that's going to hold my bombs in place. So I cut another piece of 2 1/4 by 7. I scored it at 1/2, at 3, 3 1/2, 4, and 6 1/2. So this one, I'm going to kind of score back and forth. And a little piece here. And I think that has to go that way. So what you're going to see is, again, like an upside down little, I don't know, we call it valleys and mountains, but anyway, it's going to go like this. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to glue these two pieces together to form a little ridge. And I'm going to just hold it down for a minute until it really, really dries. Okay, then I took my punch. I have an old punch. It's retired. It's a 1 3/4 inch, so you can use dies or whatever if you have one of the old punches. And I just punched out a piece of cardstock just so I had my circle. And now I can go between this scored line and this one and center it. I have a little bit of tacky tape that I did from my Stamp and Seal. And I'm just going to put it on there. So I have a guideline of where I want to put my punch. And I'm going to put my punch over that. And punch. Now I'm going to peel that apart because I have glue on one side. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Between this scored line and this one, go ahead and put that down. Slide your punch over it. Center it up and punch. And that way I kind of have them equal to how I want them. Okay, now how it's going to fit in the box. This side will go down, this side will go down. You're going to fit it down into the box. And, wait a minute, I have it wrong. I have it upside down. I want to have 3 legs, so just remember that. It has to have that one, and that one. And that's what's going to hold the bombs like that. So it'll be even. So I'm going to put a little glue on this side and a little on this side. A little more there. And then I'm going to just put it down into the box and then lay it out. And try to push your fingers and hold it on this side. And then the same thing, oops, on this side, push your fingers and hold it down. Okay, see how the holes are there? I guess it's kind of hard to see with the black, but I hope you can see that. Pull in the light a little more. So I'm going to take 2 bombs. And these are kind of cool because they have different flavors. Cookies and cream, salted caramel, peppermint, and classic hot chocolate. And they even have a little chart over here that tells you what kind, if you have a specific kind your friend or your family member might like. I'm just going to take a red and a gold and see how cute they fit in there. And then I'm going to take my little bottles of Bailey's. But before I did that, I had a little shred. This is old Stampin' Up! Shred I happen to have. So it's a little white and silver, but you can use whatever you have. Maybe you'd like to do a colored one. And I'm just going to spread it out and put my little bottle in there. And then I'm going to put on my top. Okay, it's fitting nice and snug. Now I want to decorate this. So I've cut my designer paper. And you can use whatever paper you have. I'm using from, let's see. It is the Gingham Cottage Designer Series paper. That's the one I've been using pretty much through all the seasons. And I'm cutting, let's see, got 2 of that, 2 of that, and 2 of that. So the top is 3 3/4 by 4 3/4, and we're just going to lay it on the top of the box. My sides that are shorter are going to be 1 1/4 by 3 3/4, and I'm cutting 2. And then the larger ones that are going to go on the sides are 1 1/4 by 4 3/4, and again, I'm cutting 2. So we're just going to go ahead, glue this on. When you get it straight, go ahead and push it down. I find this is easier to do this way because it's more substantial once I have it on the box. You don't have to fill the box ahead if you don't want to, but everything's pretty secure in there, so I'm not worried about it moving around. Okay, I'm going to go to the other side. Make sure I get the ends. And we're going to go to one end And if you pre-cut all this ahead of time, it goes pretty quick. So if you know you're going to be making a few of them, which I am, I'm going to make some for women that I told you had the Baileys. And then I have some for men that I'm doing these little whiskey bottles and some peanut butter pretzels. I thought they'd enjoy that. Maybe more than hot cocoa, but you know your friends, so you decide which it is. Okay, I'm just going to take a quick check here. Make sure my bottle, yeah, it's upside down. So, let me flip that around so you don't see the bottom. Okay, let's put that back on. And then I'm going to take some ribbon. Again, this is my choice. You don't have to, but this is the way I'm decorating it. You can decorate the top any way you want. So I'm taking some of our black and white gingham ribbon. And I'm just wrapping it around like I do a present on all the four corners. I go down underneath, come over the top, down underneath, and back up. I'm going to leave a little bit of room so I can tie a bow. And you can use whatever ribbon you have, whatever paper you have. You know, at this point, I'm just using a lot of my seasonal paper up. So I'm using it for presents. All right, there we go. Got that better now. And just make that a little smaller. Okay. I don't think that's tight enough. I need a third finger, so hang on. Let me just hold that down better and get my ribbon through quicker. There. Okay. Let's just make it a little bit smaller. I just kind of hold the knot when I adjust it. And then I put my fingers on the tails, pull on the bows at the same time to really make it tight. That looks pretty good. I'm going to give this a little snip on the edges. All right. And then for our saying, I'm using the Brightest Glow, and I'm using this one that says, hoping your Christmas shines bright with the love of family and friends. So I went ahead and stamped that on a piece of white cardstock using my black Memento ink. And I'll show you my circles. I used, wait a minute, my shapes first, because I like how they have a little stitching around the edge there. So I used this circle, which would be 1, 2, this is your third circle in for size. And then I took a piece of gold paper that I had, and I took my circle dies, and I am using the second one, like you have your small set down here, the second one that I used for the gold. And then I used the scalloped one for my black. And I had some glimmer paper, so I'm using glimmer paper. And then I just attached them with my dimensionals. Let me find them. Did I put them away? I might have put them away. Let me get another pack here. Okay. So I just put one there. Actually, I'm going to put 2 because it's glimmer paper. I want to make sure they really stick. And let's peel that off. And I'm using the black because I wanted to accent with this ribbon that I'm putting on, the black and white. And then the hint of gold I just thought was pretty, and I'll show you what I'm adding to it later that brought a little bit more gold to it. So I'm just going to put 3. I like to put 3 on circles. 3 of my dimensionals. I'm going to center it in the middle. And then, let's see, let me see where my other, there we go, put a box over them. I have the adhesive backed sequins, and I'm going to use the gold because, again, I'm trying to bring more gold up here. So I'm going to get my take your pick tool. And I'm just going to pick up one of the sequins And I'm decided I'm going to put 2 down there, like that. And then you can use any type of rhinestones that you have. I happen to have this old pack of, they're sort of opaque or opalist. I don't know, opalist, is that a word? Anyway, I'm putting them in the center of my sequin just for a little sparkle, because I always have sparkle at the holidays. You just have to. And one more, oops. And put it right there, and we're done. Isn't that cute? They're so cute. And I'll show you, I had packaged up, and you can see this on my newsletter or on my blog. I packaged up some of the pretzels for the one side, and I didn't do the round circle things for the divider. I just put some shred in there. And then I have these cute little bottles of whiskey that it will go in there that I'm going to give to the guys. So that's my idea for a little Christmas gift for my neighbors and friends, some family. I'm going down to see some family. I'll be bringing them, and maybe these will fit in their stocking, I'm hoping, and that'll be fun too. So thanks for joining me today. And if you have anything that you need to shop for, please shop with me at StampFUNatics.com. And if you use my current host code, I'll definitely send you out a thank you. And I hope you have a great day. Thanks for joining me.